So out of the textbook on page 440, we see these exercises, and I'll do one or two of these odd exercises, even though you get the answers, and I'll leave the evens for somebody to respond to as a discussion forum post. So if I'm looking at say number 33, they're telling me 7 sine of 6x equals 2. Well, I know how to deal with sine x. I don't know how to deal with 6x. Well, I do, but so I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to do a little bit of substitution here. I'm going to ignore that 6x and think about this as the sine of u. 7 sine u equals 2. Well, now that's just a one-step equation, right? When divide by 7, that tells me the sine of u equals 2 over 7. And then, of course, to solve this kind of trig function, we're going to do the arc sine of both sides. So u equals the arc sine of 2 over 7. So I'm going to grab my calculator and do that. So my calculator tells me that that answer is, let me go back there. My calculator tells me this answer is about 0.2898 if I round. And then I got to consider, because I know these sine functions like to keep going and going. So where else is the sine equal to a positive 0.2898? So what you're going to think about is, okay, here, I'm going to get my pen going again. You got to think about a unit circle, and here's the 0.2898, and that has that sine of 2/7. So where else is that sine equal to a positive 2/7? Well, we know that all trig ratios are positive here. We know that just the sine and cosecant is positive over here in quadrant 1. So that's going to be the place. And we know that reference angle is 0.2898 here. I'm not writing it right. 2898, and you can barely read that. But I need this angle because that's going to be the other one. So the way to get that, if we know the reference angle, we're going to take that away from pi. So my other angle will be pi minus 0.2898. And if we punch that on a calculator, let's see, what am I getting? I'm getting 2.852. Let's go 4 decimal places. I'm going the other angle. The other possible answer for you is 2.8518, I guess. Now, I haven't dealt with that 6x, so how do I do that? Well, let's see here. Let me move some stuff up here. So now I'm going to go back, instead of calling u, I'm going to call it 6x. So 6x equals that angle in the first quadrant, and then 6x also has to equal that angle in the second quadrant. So then I'm going to divide by 6, divide by 6, divide this one by 6, divide this one by 6, and these are going to be my smallest two answers. So here, I'm just going to do this on my calculator and get the answer. So I'm getting 0.0, I don't know, let's go 3 decimal places, maybe 4 because of my open math, 0.0483. So 0.0483, and this one's going to be divided by 6, is it? Yeah. X equals 0.4753. So those are the two smallest solutions. Whoops. So number 37 is the same. It's another odd question, a little different because I've got that pi over 4 coefficient in front of the x. So how do we deal with that? Well, again, I'm going to ignore that for a minute, and I'm going to do a little substitution here. I mean, you don't actually physically have to write the substitution, but if it helps you, do it. So 3 sine u equals 2. So I'll divide both sides by 3. So sine u equals 2 over 3. And then I'll do the arc sine of both of the arc sine of 2/3. So let's see, second sine 2 divided by 3. So I'm getting u equals 0.7297. And of course, again, sine is positive in quadrant 1, it's also positive here. If this angle is at 0.72, so in the reference angle over here, so the other angle can be equal to pi minus 0.7297. So what is that? Minus pi, I'm getting 2.4119, I guess. So then we can say pi over 4x has to equal to 0.2797, 27297, and then pi over 4x also has to equal to 2.4119. And of course, we're going to divide by pi over 4 to get those answers, or multiply by 4 over pi to get those answers. And I won't bother doing that, finishing that. Okay? Now I'm going to tweak up number 35 a little bit. This still asks for the first two positive solutions, and that's what just the same process we've been doing. But what if I change this to all solutions? We need to find an expression for all. No, how about the first four positive solutions? Sometimes math does that. I don't know if I edited that out for you. We're going to look for the first four positive. So how do we deal with that? So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to say, I'm going to say u equals 2x. So cosine of u equals negative 3 over 5. I hope you're okay with me making that jump. And then I'll do the arc cosine of that. Clear, clear. Let's see here. The second cosine of negative 0.6 is, so u equals 2.214. And what you're going to think about, in this case, all are positive here, sine's positive here, tangent's positive here, cosine's positive here. So this cosine is negative, so that tells me that this angle has to fall here. And this is what the calculator told me. The calculator gave me that answer, and I would need to find the tangent. Cosine's also negative down here. So what I got to do is I got to find that reference angle, and then add it to pi here. And the way we get this first reference angle is I'm going to do pi minus that answer. And then whatever answer that is, I'm going to take pi and add it to it. That'll tell me the angle down below. So let's do that. So I'm going to do pi minus that answer. That's given me 0.9273. Now I'll add that to pi, and that'll be the other answer. So 4.069, or how about 89? Okay, so that tells us that 2x has to equal the 2.214, and 2x has to equal 4.0689. Now, part of this was adding the first four positives, so it's kind of like finding all solutions. Now, right now, I've been treating this like this is a period of 2 pi. So to go all the way around to the next answer, we're going to go plus 2 pi, because that's the period of that function. And we'll do the same thing here. To get all the way back around to that next answer, we're going to add 2 pi to it. But now what we're going to do is we're going to divide this by 2, divide this by 2. So that's going to tell me, let's see, what can I grab here? Can I move that all up? Move that all up. So that tells me x equals, let's see. Get this on the calculator. Divided by 2 is 1.107 plus pi, right? Because 2 divided by 2 is pi. And the other set of answers comes from the ones that are down in the next positive answer. So that's going to be 4.068 divided by 2. That's giving me 2.0344 plus pi again. So here's the first positive solution. Here's the second positive solution. Then I'm going to take this number over here. take this number over here and add pi to it. So that's what I did, and I got 4.249 I'm going to round to. So that's the third positive solution. If I needed a fourth positive solution, I'd have to take this value and add pi to it. So that plus pi is 5.176. So first solution, second solution, third solution, fourth solution, and then I could just keep going if I wanted to, but I don't have to. Hopefully this helps you answer these questions.